$33.5 million per year.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe that Carson Wentz is not going to be in that ballpark, if not higher. So he knows, and this is why you see guys start to go for it. You see the Rams, they go for it on the rookie contract. I would not be surprised in the upcoming years you see Kansas City go for it on Pat Mahomes' rookie contract. That's what you do. And so LaShawn McCoy, if they were to do one, LaShawn would be more reasonable because he has a reasonable contract.
He does.
Basically $9 million this year, $9 million next year.
And you could prorate this year.
Right.
And then you could cut him after this year if you wanted to.
Yeah. The baggage that he has in Philly, and there's a pending lawsuit that a woman has some serious charges alleged against him. Now, if you Philly, you're going to have to do your real due diligence because you don't want to make a trade for this guy, and the NFL comes and say, nah, bro, you got to sit this thing down for a minute till we work this thing out.
Yeah.
That doesn't serve anybody. And then with Le'Veon is the more difficult of the two for the simple fact, Skip. He wants a long-term deal. If he wanted to play for 1 year, he could have went back to Pittsburgh.
Sure.
He wants some reassurances, especially if you trade for him, that you're going to give him a long-term deal.
Okay.
How can they guarantee that, especially at the number that he's going to want? So this is why I think right now you check the waiver wire, you see what's out there, the best available. But I think in the meantime you roll with what you have. So Clement, Smallwood. I think they got a guy in Adams. I was reading that they like him.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to roll with what they have. I just don't see it happening. Had LaShawn McCoy not had this baggage aside, they know what I mean. He's a Pennsylvania kid, and so they know who and what LaShawn is, especially in that organization. But I think this pending lawsuit makes it a little bit more difficult for them to circle back on LaShawn McCoy. And I think Le'Veon wanting the reassurances that you're going to give him a long-term deal, I think that makes that next to impossible. So I would say there are 0.5% chance on Le'Veon. I say there's a 2% chance on LaShawn McCoy.
2%. You could be right on both counts. But as a lifelong Dallas Cowboy fan, I got to tell you, in all honesty, I live in fear of breaking news from Philadelphia because that GM will go for broke.
Yes.
Howie Roseman has dominated the National Football League for the last 3 years. Dominated it. And the great irony of the statement I just made is Howie Roseman didn't even play high school sports. So occasionally I hear from various people on this show, how do you know you didn't play? Well, how does Howie Roseman do what he did? He didn't even play high school sports.
Probably makes him a little better.
Okay. Well, maybe. But again, does he not plunge?
Yes.
Is he not the new Jerry Jones? Is this division not up for grabs right now? I mean, it hadn't even started yet. Washington's 2-2, Dallas and Philly are 2-3. The Giants look like they're out of it, but suddenly they almost won a game at Carolina. Could they get back in this thing? Sure they could. It hasn't even started yet. Howie Roseman knows that better than anybody. So did he not arm up going into last season?
Yes.
He went and got Alshon. He got Torrey Smith. They beefed up everywhere in their defensive line. And you're right. The quarterback's on a rookie contract, but so is the one in Dallas. Am I right about that?
I don't know, but you don't hear them talking. You don't hear them rumblings in Philly like you hear in Dallas. And I read the other day say, well, you know what? Maybe Dak is just a fourth-round draft pick.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, Skip. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I'm just saying what I was reading.
Even though he had 2 better years than Carson Wentz, but that's okay. So back to the question at hand.
What?
Howie Roseman then went out last year off winning it all. And he went and got Michael Bennett and
Haloti Ngata.
He got Haloti Ngata, and he got Mike Wallace, who then, unfortunately for them, broke his leg.
Yep.
So, again, did they not re-beef up for another championship run?
They tried to make a run.
So you made good points, obviously, rational, sound points about especially Le'Veon and then the baggage that LaShawn would bring back to Philadelphia. And remember, he had another incident with the off-duty policeman in Philadelphia. Whew. That sounded really suspicious, but he got out of that one. And again, there's some lingering doubt about him in Philadelphia. But look, LaShawn McCoy left his heart in Philadelphia, but he left it with Andy Reid because then Chip Kelly came and just like snatched his heart because he ran him out of town along with Deshaun Jackson. And it seemed like all the skill players, he was just running out of town. So when LaShawn went to Buffalo, he made it real clear, I'm still a Philly guy through and through, born, it's like in my
Pennsylvania
because he's Pittsburgh. But the point is, would he love to go back to Philly? Would he give him his all? And he hasn't been very good because he's been splitting carries with Chris Ivory in Buffalo right now. So he's on probably his final leg.
Yeah, but I think he made the Pro Bowl last year. He played. He played well when he gets the carries, but he's been nicked, and that's
he
from
just
time to time.
turned 30.
Yeah.
So is he on diminishing returns right now? He probably is, but they both carried it 45 times so far. LaShawn's been better than Chris Ivory, but again, he's averaging 3.8 yards a carry, 11 carries a game. I don't know. Is he better than what Philly has? Yeah. In the best of all worlds, is he better than Wendell Smallwood, who tries hard? Every time he touches the ball, he runs hard.
But I understand what they did, Skip, because Sproles has been there and he's a very good player. But they probably should have moved on from Sproles and maybe tried to coax LeGarrette Blount to come back.
Yeah.
Because they were the number 3 rushing team last year.
Number
They're
3 in the league. You don't think that helped the young quarterback?
Of course, because what does that mean? When he's turning around handing the ball off, somebody's not putting their helmet in his back or in his chest.
And he was handing it to LeGarrette and Jay Ajayi.
Right. Now Jay Ajayi is hurt.
Gone.
LeGarrette's in Detroit.
Gone.
And now you got smaller-ish backs
Yep.
trying to carry the load.
Yep.
And so you're asking Carson. But, Skip, for me, I thought the offensive line would be better than what it is. You got 4 guys that at some point in their careers have been Pro Bowl players. Several of them have been all pros. Lane Johnson made the Pro Bowl last year.
Yep.
Brooks made the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Kelsey's made the Pro Bowl in the past. And Jason Peters, I think, will be a Hall of Famer. So they have a very good, and I thought they would be better getting Peters back and moving Big V back to the, the twos.
Yep.
But they have been bad. You talk about the Cowboys, the Eagles have been equally, if not worse.
So they're 16th in rushing, but they don't have a real true number 1 back.
Correct.
Right? And I still fear Howie Roseman, because Howie Roseman, what was the biggest little move of the draft? What was the all-time snake job in this past draft? Howie Roseman went up 1 pick ahead of Jerry Jones, and don't underestimate Jerry Jones' impact on the war room in Dallas, that he's going to pull the trigger. He goes up 1 pick ahead of Jerry, and he takes a guy whose name is Dallas Goedert. And I thought he was the best target tight end in the draft. And what happened? He went to Philly, and again, they got Zach Ertz, right? So you strengthened your strength. You got arguably, besides Travis Kelce, you got the second best tight end. I don't know, just on catching the football, is Zach Ertz at the top.
Yeah, he's special.
Okay. And so Dallas Goedert could be special, because right now, if he were a Dallas Cowboy, trust me, he would be their leading receiver.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He just would be.
Yes.
And so Howie Roseman snakes Jerry Jones. He goes up 1 pick ahead, trades up to 1 pick ahead of him, and takes the guy they were going to pick. To me, I'm just sure of it. I don't know that for a fact, but they take Connor Williams, and their pride's on the line, so they just force him into the starting lineup at left guard.
But they ain't got no choice.
I don't know. Do they? Cam Fleming that they got from...
Well, he's really a tackle.
Yeah, but I think he's so experienced and so savvy that you could have mixed and matched. You could have moved Lyle Collins back to guard and put Cam Fleming at right tackle. I don't know. It's their pride. See, it's the Will McClay factor. In Will, they trust, because they're trusting all the kids to come of age slowly but surely, maybe fast but surely.
Right.
See what I mean? So they're just saying we're putting all of our stock in our draft picks. Well, meanwhile, Howie Roseman projected next year on his salary cap going into 2019, they are dead last in cap room by far. They are a minus $28 million.
So somebody's going to have to go.
Okay, somebody's going to have to go. He just redid
Fletcher
Cox. So they create a little cap room, which would allow them to fit LaShawn in if they wanted to. But it would have to be a rental for this year, I assume. You wouldn't want to keep going forward unless you figured it out. But they're projected to be by far the worst cap team next year. And you know what? Do you think he's losing sleep over it, Howie Roseman? Not at all.
He'll probably go for it again next year.
Yeah.
Because, hey, before that option hit, they're gonna tie up Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you a boatload of money. It's $100 million guaranteed. That's the going rate moving forward for the quarterback, especially the Jared Goffs, the Carson Wentz's. Pat Mahomes has a while to go, Skip. But that's the going rate. It's gonna be $100 million. So you might as well load up and go for it now.
So going into next year, the Dallas Cowboys are projected 6th best in cap room. Are they using any of it right now? Have they done anything dramatic? Did he make one big dramatic offseason move except for cutting Dez Bryant, who we're going to talk about in just a few minutes here? Did he do anything?
No.
Did you see it?
No.
Because I don't see anything that he's done, and I keep saying, Jerry, where are you? He has a history of plunging.
He lost his stomach for plunging.
I don't know what he did, because he plunged in the oil field. He struck it rich in the oil field. He got rich quick enough to go buy the Dallas Cowboys. And then early on, he plunged for Charles Haley, and he plunged for Deion Sanders, and I can show you lots of little big plunges, and some he swung and missed at. But at least he was known
Roy
for,
Williams.
I'm going to roll those dice.
And it's funny that you say that, Skip, because he gave up 2 first-round picks for Roy Williams. He gave up 2 first-round picks for Joey Galloway.
Yep.
And now he wasn't even willing to trade a second-round pick because it reported that during the draft they wanted a second-round pick, Seattle, for Earl Thomas. But you gave up 2 first-rounders.
Okay. And again, I'm not saying Sammy Watkins would have changed your life because he's
better than what they got.
He's way better than what they got, and he can't stay healthy. He's been nicked and knacked, and he's got all sorts of things going on, but he stays hurt.
Yes.
But the point is, that's usually the move they go make. You cut Des Bryant, and you just say, whatever it costs, we're going to go get Sammy Watkins because he is way better than anything we got. And we would have a true number 1 receiver if we could keep him on the field.
Yeah.
So what else has Jerry done? Nothing. Has he plunged anywhere for anybody?
Radio show.
Huh?
He does his radio show,
and he's really good at it.
He drops some sound bites every day.
Oh, we're going to talk about one here in just a little bit. But the point is, I keep waiting for Jerry to do anything, and he just rests on his Hall of Fame laurels. So he's one of you guys now, right?
And he's like, look,
he's over. He's done. He's semi-retired.
I got championships. I got 3 championships. I go to gold
I'm good.
jacket.
I'm good.
I'm good.
What more do I need?
Yeah, what does he need?
So I'll just sit back. We're going to fill the stadium. We're still going to have the best ratings. We're the
I'm 1.2 billion clear of any other franchise.
yeah, we're the most valuable team in the whole world.
$5 billion.
Yeah. So what does he care? Well, unfortunately, he doesn't care.
But guess what? That doesn't hurt him. It hurts you.
Yeah, kills me. Because my team's pretty good. It's like right on the verge of being
I wouldn't
real
go
good.
that far. See,
it's pretty good.
I was siding with
My
you.
defense
I was
was
siding with
really
you.
good.
And then you
My
ruined
defense
it.
is really good.
I know you.
My quarterback and running back are really good.
You know, Jenny, I was siding with him, and he's the type of guy. He always going to add too much.
But you know
hot
what
sauce
you need?
to ruin the dish.
You just need your general manager to make one move that sends a signal to the locker room.
He can't.
I just did this for you.
The
Let's
general
go get
manager's
it.
upstairs.
Huh?
The general manager's upstairs above the general manager that has the title.
No, he's the general manager.
Yeah, Jerry.
Jerry's
okay. Yeah, you okay?
But I'm saying you have to signal your locker room. You send a message. We are going for broke. I just gave you guys somebody, Earl Thomas, whoever it was going to be. It can't be Earl now, obviously. That will make the difference for you to go win the NFC East. Because remember, if you win the NFC East, do you make the playoffs? Yes, you do.
Oh, you probably go, and you go get a home game.
Okay, so if you win the NFC East at 9-7,
you're not gonna win it. So stop trying to.
I win a whole bunch of do.
You're not gonna win it though. You're not gonna win it though. So you might as well get that thought out your head.
Yep.
I feel confident about
Get that
do
thought
back.
out of your head.
You're haunted by that.
No, I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We'll see. Next up, the Patriots are a 3.5-point favorite at home for